We've all heard about people being assaulted, and no one ever thinks it will be them. But do you know how to defend yourself? If you train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, then you do. Jiu-Jitsu is a very highly rated form of self-defense with a huge community of people and deep roots. But Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu only gained the renown that it did from being different from other martial arts and from challenging them. I've trained for 5 years and have won medals in Jiu-Jitsu competitions. Jiu-Jitsu can be the difference between life and death sometimes. It is very popular and goes back farther than you probably think. Because of all the differences that make up people around you, everyone faces different and unique challenges. But everyone and anyone can be attacked and their lives held in jeopardy. The difference between life and death can be whether or not you know Jiu-Jitsu. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a very reactionary martial art, focused on control. Having options and counters to usually seen fight tactics like punching and kicking. A trained Jiu-Jitsu combatant reacts more calmly and uses less energy to negotiate a submission from their opponent. This focus on what you're being threatened with over how am I going to attack my opponent is a uniqueness to Jiu-Jitsu. 6th degree black belt Pablo Globel wrote an article about self-defense for women saying, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is the only martial art that addresses 100% of attacks. No other martial art in the world besides Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu will provide women with the tools to defend themselves when thrown on the ground, grabbed, or being choked. But even with its realistic fight theory, Jiu-Jitsu would not be the martial art it is without the loving community of trainers and practitioners. Because of the non-striking nature of Jiu-Jitsu, it's very easy to make and keep friends and training partners. Many gyms will even allow you to train at their locations if you are from out of town. This adds to the communal knowledge that makes Jiu-Jitsu great. Jiu-Jitsu creates this sense of communal knowledge because of how it's been growing. Elite Sports Blog says, it's an undeniable fact that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is one of the fastest growing combat sports in the world. Specifically, among fighting arts, it's dominating one for a number of years. I personally have had many training partners, and I know by name and talk to you on a regular basis. Jiu-Jitsu has been a great way to broaden my friend circle and learn valuable skills. But even with Jiu-Jitsu's snowball of popularity since the 90s, its roots have actually reached much further back. Many of the moves used in Jiu-Jitsu are often borrowed from other martial arts over the centuries. Single and double leg moves from wrestling, and throws from judo in more recent years. Jiu-Jitsu's oldest moves can be traced all the way back to ancient feudal Japan. Greenwich Jiu-Jitsu Academy informs us that Jiu-Jitsu was the battlefield art of the samurai of Japan. The samurai warriors were well armed and usually rode on horseback. And the art of Jiu-Jitsu was essentially developed to allow the samurai to fight effectively in the event that they found themselves on foot and disarmed. Another influence from Japan is the gi. The gi consists of a top piece, bottom piece, rash guard, and belt that signifies rank. Gis come in white, black, and blue. This is my gi and belt that I use on a weekly basis. Oh, speaking of, I've got Jiu-Jitsu class in 10 minutes. I guess it's time to wrap this up. Now you know how useful Jiu-Jitsu can be, how popular it is, and a little about its rich history. So next time you see a Jiu-Jitsu gym, ask yourself, what could you get out of Jiu-Jitsu?